All right, welcome to the weekend update. This is bullwaves.org. This is Enda. I am your host, and I'll just go through the markets from an LUA perspective, and you can take it with a pinch of salt if you like. So let's get into it. Let's go through what's happened. Actually, this is the homepage of my website. Check out bullwaves.org. If you like what I do nightly LUA analysis for my members. Okay, so let's get on. Okay, here we go. This is euro dollar. That's the hourly chart. I'll get on to the 4-hour chart here. I have been and still am working on the thesis that we should see a three-wave correction higher within the, let's say, the confines of a triangle over the next number of months, I suppose. So I'm looking at an ABC pattern developing. Probably up towards the 118 to 120 level. I think we've got this D wave low in place, although I'm still looking for confirmation. So it's complicated, like most good things, like most good movies. This one will be no less complicated, but we do seem to be finding a floor at this point. So let's see if we can rally up into wave A over the coming weeks. Here's the hourly chart, and this is what I'm looking at right now. That'll be wave 1 of A. And then I'm working on a second wave here at the moment. This is what we've been spending the week at, basically, tracking this downside move as part of let's say, an expanded flat correction, although it'll be a complex correction at this point. We've got 3 waves down in A, 3 waves up in B, and we seem to be. There's a couple of ways you could view this, but at the moment I'm taking the view that this is a 3-wave correction lower in wave C. So that'd be a 3-3-3 triple combination, basically. It's unclear whether this B wave is complete at, let's say, this morning's or the overnight high. I was tracking the idea of a possible triangle in a B wave. That's still a possibility. I mean, the range is still contracting here between, let's say, come back here. Where you go? Between 110.43 and 109.60, let's say. If the range continues to contract today, if we get a dead air trade today, that will be in favor of the triangle idea for wave B. But for the moment, I suppose it's worth considering that maybe we get a decline into wave C, which should complete a further 3 waves down and a correction in wave 2. And that will set us up for a rally next week. So I suppose on the very outside, we have to keep that low at 108.06 must hold from this point on. We must complete 3 waves down at a higher low, and then we should begin to see a rally next week into wave 3. Okay, so that's what I'll be tracking anyway. Let's move on from that. Okay, here's the 4-hour count in cable. Let's move you over here a bit. I am looking at the idea of a 5th wave rally. Actually, I'll go to the weekly. Yeah, so we've got a 5-wave rally here. This is the weekly count. A 5-wave rally within wave C of wave B. So this is a pretty large degree wave B. I am looking up around the 145 area for this wave 5 to complete. So this will be it'll be a 5-wave rally within wave 5 of C of B. So if we can go from the weekly down to the 4-hour, you can see that with the possibility of wave 4 in place. And that's what I've been tracking over the last while. I've been expecting some sort of a 4th wave to complete and a rally to begin in wave 5. The alternate count did not work out as planned. We haven't seen impulsive move to the downside. This is generally all corrective to the downside over the last year, more or less, or we call it 7 or 8 months. But for the moment, I'm tracking the possibility that we have a 4th wave low in place and we are moving higher within a wave 1. So that's the scenario I'm looking at here. Actually, hold on. 4th wave low in place, possibly. Let me correct myself. Okay, I'm going to go to the hourly count. There is 2 scenarios here for wave C. And I forgot that I brought that into play yesterday or the evening before yesterday. Here's the hourly count. While I can actually stretch a wave 1 out of this, but I think it's might be a stretch too far. So the other night I came up with the possibility of a 3-wave correction higher within wave 4 of 5 of C, complete wave 4. This is getting complicated, I know that. So I think we're at an inflection point within cable and within euro dollar in general, and generally probably within the dollar. So the inflection point should lead to a rally, probably in, let's say, the European side of the equation, and this rally probably will be terminal in a 5th wave in cable. But I need to see 5 waves up to confirm that that's done. I am allowing for, on the short-term chart, maybe one more break of 129.98. That'll be the low at wave 3 here. Maybe a break of that low to complete 5 waves down to wave C. We will see how that actually pans out over the next couple of days. Probably by tonight, I should know by tonight if this final 5th wave down is actually in play. Otherwise, I will probably revert to the immediate rally scenario within wave 1 of 5. So the question next week is, do we turn the corner here and begin the rally within wave 5? So go back to the 4-hour count here. To begin that first wave up, we're very close to that. We're very close. We haven't got confirmation yet, but we're very close to it, okay? That's kind of what I'll leave you with right there. I remember a couple of months ago, I was showing this contracting triangle, actually, towards the end of December. We're working on the end of wave B, and I was expecting a rally into 120. And what happened? We got a rally into 120 when nobody thought. Everybody was crying about the dollar dying way back a few months ago. If you can recall, only a few short months ago, the US dollar was dead. And here we have dollar yen rallied 20% in a space of 3 months. So what's actually going on here? I think we've got the spike to complete 5 waves up, to be quite honest. Last month, I was looking on the 4-hour count here. Last month, I was looking at this triangle scenario in wave 4, and we were pointing higher in wave 5. And now wave 5 has kind of exceeded even my bullish expectations. But I think we're pretty close to, let's say, the point where this 5 wave turns into a correction. So I'm looking for wave 5 to complete now, right at the point when everybody thinks that dollar yen will probably continue going to the moon. It's time to start turning lower in our expectations here. I think we'll probably see a fall in wave 2, probably back below the previous, let's say, 4th wave triangle here. So we're probably looking at between 114 and 112 for wave 2 to complete. So this could be quite a sizable decline here in dollar yen over the next couple of months. I think it'll be 3 waves down. I think it'll be corrective. I think we'll kind of work out all of the fluff that's been created in this rally, or in general over the last few months. And I think we will get that second wave down starting sooner rather than later. Here is the short-term 4-hour count, hourly count. Today, the overnight action seems to have impulsively moved lower off yesterday's high. I can track, if we're tracking 5 waves up to complete this this 5th wave rally, depending on how you view it. If we have 5 waves up to complete that rally, we do have a minor degree 5 wave structure to complete wave 5 of that rally. The question here is now, at what degree is the decline coming? And I think I was leaning toward this during the week. You guys who are subscribers know that. I think we could be looking at a higher degree top than even I was expecting. But anyway, it should result in a 3-wave decline, no matter what degree I actually, let's say, track this at. So we'll be looking at least a 3-wave decline in wave A over the next week. So at this point in time, I think we might be leaning towards a 1-2 scenario here off the top, given the fact that we spiked lower quite, let's say, impulsively overnight here. It is enough. I think it's enough to suggest that the top is probably in here, and we should be moving lower. And at this point, I think in 5 waves, in wave A, and we'll probably fall back below 120 at least. Yeah, probably back to below 120 to complete wave A down, and then we'd look for a 3-wave correction next week into wave B. So at this point, I'm looking for a bearish lower high to build in dollar yen, which should suggest something larger is afoot, let's say, in a second wave correction. All right, let's move on. Here is the ever-present count in the Dow, the 1-2-1-2 scenario. I'm not sure there's any real connection I can say to a turn in the dollar along with a turn in the stock market. Maybe you can make a correlation there yourself, but for the moment, I think the 1-2 wave pattern on the 4-hour count here is still the favored interpretation. Just because it hasn't turned yet doesn't mean it ain't going to turn. If we get into the hourly count here, you'll see the short-term pattern is still very corrective to the upside. We've still got that 3-wave correction in place. 3 waves up, very slight lower high today, maybe a very small head and shoulders pattern here building. Not quite, we've got no confirmation on that. But if we spike lower today, quite possible that will be confirmation of a top for wave 2, depending on the size of any possible decline that comes. So for the moment in the Dow, the idea is let's wait and see if we can get confirmation of a top in wave 2, build for a decline into a 3rd wave. If a 3rd wave down comes sooner rather than later, then next week we should be looking at a pretty large, let's say, down week in stocks in general as a 3rd wave decline comes. And if it's a 3rd of a 3rd, then we should be looking at, or we should be looking for kind of a waterfall scenario, and that could be quite damaging to any assertions that we are within a bull market still. Okay, let's not get too complicated. We do have 3 waves up into a possible 2nd wave. Looking for that confirmation move lower in the Dow. Okay, so let's move on to gold. We go to the 4-hour count here. Let's say the base case scenario is that we have 4th wave triangle completed, and we were looking at wave 1 and wave 2 underway in gold. I'm not convinced that wave 2 is actually done here yet. I'm kind of on the fence on the short-term count, and you'll see that in a second. It's basically got to do with the pretty corrective looking nature of the action this week. We do have a trend channel with 3 waves up, which is suggesting that there is something else coming to the downside. Okay, if it's a 2nd wave, then it could be an ABC down at, let's say, a wave C of wave 2 to come. So let's get to the hourly count here. Now, this is the working scenario on the hourly count. You can, and I am not denying, you can still take the bullish point of view here. But I am kind of equally weighting this bullish scenario with the bearish, let's say, short-term bearish idea for a larger wave 2 here. Generally, because of the clear corrective nature of the move up off last week's low, we've got basically 3 waves up within a trend channel. We haven't got confirmation of that yet, but I have indicated to, or in last night's update, that 1910.55 level is now pretty much critical to, let's say, it's critical to differentiate it between the alternate count and the main count here. So I think today's action could be quite critical in that sense, because if we get a spike lower, the early, let's say, the early trade today in London is flat to the downside, so there's nothing suggesting an immediate decline yet. But if we do spike lower and we start to threaten that 1910 level again, I think the alternate count here would be pretty much favored overall. So we'd be looking at a larger three-wave correction, probably back towards about 1850 again in wave 2. If we do get that, if we get 1850 in wave 2 again, that'll be a pretty strong buy signal from me anyway. Okay, let's move on. We'll get crude oil. In general, I am looking at this as I might be different to everybody else, but I usually am different to everybody else. So I am looking at, on the daily count here, 5-wave pattern higher with a very convincing throw over the top trend channel line. And I'm counting this as a C wave within wave B. So the rally that has happened over the last few weeks, in this, let's say, in this scenario, in a 5-wave rally scenario, it's not unprecedented. Okay, it's not. It shouldn't probably even be too shocking, even though it did. It kind of shocked me to the upside a little bit, but it shouldn't be too shocking in terms of a C wave rally within a B wave. So if we've got 3 waves up in wave B, let's go to the weekly count here. If we've got 3 waves up in wave B, and we seem to have, punched the previous wave B high, so we're matching in terms of, let's say, a corrective scenario, a previous B wave, and all of a sudden we get a spike to the downside again. Maybe what the market is actually telling us here is that we've topped out. Okay, if we've got 5 waves higher complete, and we've got that wave C done, then we have topped out. Let's go to the 4-hour count here. Let's bring it even home a little even. Let's bring it home even a little better than that. Within wave 5 of 5, we do have 5 waves up. We have a throw over again, and we have a decline back into the trend channel and a bounce to the upper trend line. In terms of, let's say, a purely technical view, we have a completed pattern here, and what we're actually looking at here is the development of you could call it a right shoulder, or you could call it a second wave lower high. On the hourly count, that's what I'm going with, a second wave lower high. 5 waves down in wave 1, and this is wave A up with the development of wave B underway. I'm not quite sure how this is going to plan out. There's no way of knowing how this is actually going to pan out in terms of the internal pattern here, but ideally I would look for 3 waves lower, probably back towards $95 again, and then a rally in wave C of 2. I think this will probably all come within the kind of developing scenario of Venezuelan oil coming back online, Iranian oil coming back online, and I know for a fact that the US are bending over backwards to try and get both those producers back into the market again. Because God forbid they should ever pump their own oil. Wow. Anyway, okay. And don't take this as any affront to the US, because I love my US brothers and sisters. Okay, here we go. Wave A up should lead to 3 waves down in wave B. Let's call it $95 again. Once we start seeing a break of 100 again, we should probably look for a low to develop in wave C of B, and then we would look for a rally again in wave C of 2. So it's going to be a long kind of sideways road to nowhere, let's say, over the next, it could even be the next month, as wave 2 completes, before I would look for a decline in wave 3. Anyway, that's my working scenario. You can make of that what you will. If you want to keep a track on this nightly, join the website. Okay, so here is the S&P. The S&P is actually pushing the bounds of the wave 2 wave count a little bit heavier than the Dow. So we rallied back towards a double high or double top over the last couple of days. The futures have pushed very slightly over the top again, or in the overnight trade. We do still have a 1-2-1-2 scenario going on here. So in general, I am looking for a decline into a third wave to begin pretty soon. On the hourly count, you can see 3 waves up in A, 3 waves down in B, and then a possible 5-wave scenario breaking out here. We do have a filling of a trend channel within 3 waves. Pretty sideways corrective looking market anyway. 5 waves complete in wave C. You know, all the boxes are ticked here. All we need is a reversal lower. So the high 45.95 has got a hold, and we should see impulsive moves to the downside again, building next week. Okay, so let's move on. We go to silver. Here's a 4-hour count in silver. I'm tracking that 3 waves up in wave B. This wave count probably matches crude quite nicely at the moment. We've got 3 waves up into a B wave. We've got possible impulse wave complete right now off the high. So if we go into the hourly count, you can see 5 waves down in wave 1, an ABC. Tracking this ABC during the week here, and we're looking for that C wave rally. It came in, popped above. Here's the theme for today, or let's say the learning opportunity for today. Throwovers in a C wave as part of a corrective rally. Okay, so we've got a corrective rally, 3 waves up. Wave C throws over the top of the upper trend channel line, and we get a spike lower again. So the question right now this morning is this wave 1 and 2 to begin a larger wave 1 of 3? So we're looking at the start of a third wave down. If this scenario is correct, then we should see declining prices in silver pretty rapidly over the next couple of weeks. For the immediate short term, I think over the next couple of days, I would like to see 5 waves down and a break below $25. All right, let's move on. Bitcoin. I am actively considering a triangle scenario here this morning. I'll probably update the charts tonight, but if this is a 4th wave triangle, let's get out here the daily count. This is my daily count, an ABC scenario here. If this is a 4th wave triangle, wave C should trace out 5 waves down. If I can get rid of that. Okay, here, get rid of that. Wave C should trace out 5 waves down. You can track a 5-wave or 3 waves down here in a 1, 2, 3 pattern into the low, and maybe an ongoing triangle. If this is an ongoing triangle, then the most appropriate wave count here is for a 4th wave triangle within wave C. Let's say this range-bound action should probably continue for another few days at least to complete this 4th wave, and then we should spike lower again in wave 5 of C. I would like to see in general, I would like to see this wave C break below $28,000 again, possibly even push, below 20,000 to complete. That'll be an expanded flat correction complete, and that would suggest a pretty attractive low coming in for Bitcoin. God forbid I would ever say that, but here we are. An attractive low in Bitcoin building over the next couple of months, I think. Okay. Let's go to the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ. Right. A wave 505 scenario again building on the daily count. I think we could have 5 waves down and maybe 3 waves up already in play here. And you can see that that's on the 4-hour count. That's what I have been tracking over the last couple of months. Wave 1 down, that was a leading wedge, wave 1. ABC up in wave 2, 5 waves down wave 3, 3 up in wave 4, possible 5 waves down in wave 5, and an ABC now building in wave 2. We're probably pretty much done. If this is wave 2 in green here, we're probably done now because we've retraced 50% almost of the decline. Well, that's a pretty standard base case scenario for a second wave. We've got 3 waves up. It's an expanded flat correction. Let's get to the hourly count here. You can see this is the nightly count that I've been tracking. Wave A, 3 waves down in wave B, slight new low, then 5 waves up in wave C. We should peter out on this wave C pretty soon, and then we should decline into a third wave. Actually, pretty much in line with the both other stock indices there. Okay, that is the markets done. Thank you so much for clicking and for watching, and I hope, as always, everybody. This is where everybody clicks off. I know you're going to do it, but don't, please don't. I give you the news of the markets, and then I give you the good news, because at the end, here's my little pep talk for all you boys and girls out there. In the end, you're going to die. It doesn't matter how good you have been at trading, or for me, how good I've been at, or bad I've been at analyzing and predicting the markets. You all have your own point of view on that, but we're all going to end up in either one or of two scenarios. You're either going to go and you're going to face the Lord dressed in your own righteousness, which is basically filthy rags. Our own righteousness is filthy rags. So you can present yourself in front of the Lord in your own righteousness, and you will be condemned, because our righteousness is not worthy of heaven. Or you can present yourself in front of the Lord draped, clothed in the righteousness of the Messiah. And that's why he came to die, is to give you his righteousness. So all you have to do is accept him as your Messiah. And then you are given, honestly, repent, turn from the way you are. Recognize you're a sinner and accept his righteousness. And you have basically been given the keys to eternal life. You haven't earned it. There's no way you can earn it. There's nothing that I can do. No matter how good I think I am, I know I'm an evil SOB. There's no way that I can be good enough to earn heaven. There's no way anyone can be good enough to earn heaven. All you can do is accept the righteousness of the Messiah. That's why he came to die. He died already for your sin. So you can accept that payment, and it's a down payment on your eternal life. So I'll give you that. That is my talk for today. And I should have outro music there, a nice little bit of piano music or something, but I don't have it. Pray God's blessings on you all. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in nightly updates, head over to the website bulldist.org. If you're interested in eternal life, read the poster on screen there, and I'll see you in heaven. Okay. God bless. Onwards and upwards. Bye-bye.